Hello. This is a generic demo of how the pharmaceutical processes can be managed in Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central ERP. The solution covers GMP compliance guidelines. So let's begin. Once you log into the Business Central ERP, this is how the dashboard screen looks like. Dashboards are a visual compilation of the data that is important to you. Dashboards' visuals are role-specific and will change as per the user's role within an organization. Now, let's say you received a sales lead from one of the customer Nelpa Life Sciences for 100 quantities of Maroxter 1000, and so you want to create a sales quote for this customer in the system. Click on Global Search and as seen, search for the sales quote page and open it. On the sales quote page, click on New and enter the details of the customer, product, and other required details. Based on the input data, system will calculate the tax details. As this is an Indian company, so the GST tax structure is used and shown in the fact box. Depending on country's tax regulations, specific tax structures will be used. You can then take a sales quote print for order confirmation. This is a standard format of sales quote available in the system. Can be configured as per your required format. From the sales quote itself, you can click on Make Order and system will convert this quotation into sales order. As the quote gets converted to order, click on Yes to open the new order. The sales order page gets opened. You can take a print of the proforma invoice and send it to the customer for approval. This is a standard proforma invoice format which can be configured as per your required format. Now during this process, if you identify or system pops a notification that you do not have sufficient inventory available of Maroxter 1000 to be delivered to the customer, which means you need to produce the required quantity of item, and so a planning schedule needs to be generated. From the sales order itself, you can plan for its production. Enter the finished goods item code as shown and from Actions click on Planning. System will generate a line with the production BOM numbers, quantity, batch size, etc. Select the line and from Actions click on Generate Production Order. System asks which production order phase you want to create. Select option as required and continue. A firm plan production order gets generated for producing 100 quantities of Maroxter 1000. Open the firm plan production order and verify the production process details like routing process, components involved. Select the line and click on Routing. All the routing process involved for production will be displayed. Similarly, select the line and click on Components. All the components like raw materials, packing materials required for production will be shown along with the expected quantity of each component. Once the production order details are confirmed, next step is to run the material requisition planning to check the raw materials, packing material shortages. So navigate to the planning worksheet page and click on Calculate Regenerative Plan. Enter the starting date and ending date for which the MRP processes needs to be run and click on OK. System will calculate all the shortages and display. Enter the vendor numbers from which you want to procure these materials and select the lines and click on Carry Out Action Message. System will ask for what action you want to carry out for these lines. Select the option of Make Purchase Orders and click on OK. As per the vendor numbers selected, system will create purchase order for that vendor and create item lines to be procured. GST tax details are calculated automatically and shown in the fact box. You can take purchase order print for confirmation with the vendor. This is standard format and can be configured as required. Now, since you will procure the raw materials, packing materials lot-wise, you can assign lot numbers during purchase and track these items lot-wise at a later stage. Select the line and click on Item Tracking Lines. Assign the appropriate lot numbers. Now the GRN process can be carried out. Also as seen, for line 1 Maripinum, QC enable check is on and a specification ID is mentioned, which means during the receipt of this material a QC sampling needs to be conducted, and based on the test results, the material will be accepted or rejected. Click on Post. Select the Receive option if only GRN needs to be done and invoicing is to be carried out at a later stage. Once the goods are received, you can go to Labels and click on under Test Labels for printing them as per the lot received and stick these labels on physical material lots. Example of an under test label which can be configured as per your format. Also, at the same time a data inspection sheet is generated for the quality team to follow the defined specifications tests and entering their observed results. As seen, data inspection sheet is created. During the QC team's testing, if they identify if one of the test result is not as per the accepted range, during their input system shows a notification of the same and asks whether a deviation report needs to be generated. If all the test results are okay, enter them in the actual value number. If the test is a quantitative test, or enter in actual value character. If it's a qualitative test, and then click on Post. Document gets posted. Navigate to Inspection Receipt page for accepting or rejecting the lot. Click on Quantity. Accepted field. Enter the acceptance or rejection details and quantity. Post the inspection receipt. The under test label gets modified and a sampled label can be printed. As seen, inspection receipt is posted successfully. Now go to Label and click on Sampled. Sample label gets created. The format again can be configured as per your required format. From the inspection receipt, you can also print the certificate of analysis. Standard certificate of analysis format. Now you can invoice the purchase order. Purchase invoice gets downloaded. You can view the general ledger entries impact by clicking on Find Entries. To do the payment to the vendor, navigate to the vendor card page and click on Pay Vendor. Select the invoice which you need to pay and click on Create Payment. Enter the bank details, payment type, posting date, etc. and click on OK. Payment journal gets created which you can verify and post. Payment gets posted. As seen, the invoice balances gets nullified. Now you can change the status of firm plan production order and release it for actual production. Enter the BMR, batch numbers, manufacturing date, expiry date and click Yes. Released production order is created. During production, only the QC-approved materials can be issued. Also, your production unit will be at different location than the location at which you procured the materials. So during production, these materials can be transferred from purchase location to production location via material issue process. Click on Create Material Issue. Select the required option and click OK. System will create a material issue request. Go to Material Issue page. As seen, materials were procured at main warehouse and here the production location used is Factory 2. So, system created a material issue from main warehouse to Factory 2 for all the required materials. On posting, the system generates dispensing labels. This format of label can be configured as per your required format. From item tracking lines, you can assign the lot number for the finished goods. Click on Assign Lot Number. Next step is to verify the production journal entries. Click on Production Journal. All the consumption and output entries will be listed here. For each consumption entry, you can select the lot number from which the materials will be used. Click on Select Entries. Select the lot number to be used. Once verified, click on Post Journal. As seen, the journal lines are successfully posted. The finished quantities are now updated to 100, meaning 100 quantities of Maroxter 1000 have been produced. For finished goods, if the sampling is to be conducted, data inspection sheet would be created as it was for raw materials. Also, for finished goods, different types of samplings like control/stability sampling can be performed. Enter the sampling quantity as required and from Actions click on Create Samples. Select the appropriate option. As seen, the sample gets created. Select the sample, and from Actions click on Create Inspection Data Sheet. The inspection data sheet gets created, and now you can perform the same sampling process as you followed during the purchase of raw materials. Once the lot of finished goods is accepted after sampling, the next step is to finish the production order. The released production order is now finished. Navigate back to the sales order, and now you can deliver the ordered item and invoice it. Select the Ship and Invoice option if you want to ship and generate the sales invoice at same time. Here, the system can be integrated with the GST portal, where on posting of sales invoice either manually or automatically, it can be sent to the GST portal for e-invoice or e-way bill generation. Click on Generate e-invoice. Invoice will be sent to the portal and response will be fetched back in the system, and the acknowledger number, acknowledgement date, and IRN hash fields will be updated. Following reports are readily available in the system and can be configured as per your requirements. This is an income statement report. Standard balance sheet available. Standard cash flow statement format. Trial balance report. So, these were all the generic processes that can be handled in Business Central ERP and meets the GMP compliance. If you want to understand more about the product and its features, please do contact us and we can plan for an online or offline meeting to discuss it further. Thank you for your valuable time.